Mr. President, I rise today to explain my vote against Gina McCarthy, which we will cast later either today or first of the week, to be the Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. And, Mr. President, my fight is not with her. My fight is truly with the agency itself, the EPA, and the President, who nominated her to head the regulatory agency. And that fight's not going to end with the Senate's vote on Ms. McCarthy's nomination. It won't stop there. The fight will continue until the EPA stops its regulatory rampage, and until the President comes up with a feasible policies that achieve real energy independence, which is, I think, what we all wish for. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. I have serious disagreements with many of Ms. McCarthy's views on energy and the environment. But I will say that I met her a couple of weeks for the first time she came to my office, and I found her to be earnest and friendly, pragmatic, incredibly intelligent. She's a talented scientist who has dedicated her life to public service. As a matter of fact, she served under both Democrats and Republicans. I certainly appreciate her pragmatism, her willingness to serve her country, and her stellar bipartisan credentials, an extremely rare quality in Washington these days, as you know. In fact, it's not hard to imagine that she could, think about it, this same lady could have been nominated to be the EPA administrator by, if Mitt Romney would have won, by another president from another party. After all, she advised him on climate change when he was governor of Massachusetts. But my vote goes much deeper than her nomination. Her views on energy and the environment, or even her job performance for the last 4 years as head of the air policy at the EPA. My vote, Mr. President, against Gina McCarthy is really a vote against the administration's lack of any serious attempt to develop an energy strategy for America's future, which we call an all-in policy. We need to develop every source of American-made energy, and I mean that, every source. Coal, we need natural gas, we need nukes, we need renewables and wind and solar, biomass, biofuels. We need it all, and we are responsible to make sure that we find a balance between the economy and the environment. It's only common sense to use what you've got. So when we talk about an all-in above policy that includes nuclear, hydroelectric, biomass, renewables, wind, solar, fossil fuels, including oil, natural gas, and coal, I truly believe if we work together and focus on a common sense approach, we can develop a strong bipartisan energy plan. Such a plan will not only break the power of foreign oil countries and speculators, it will also chart a new and promising energy future for this great nation, increasing both our national security and prosperity. Think about that, our national security and the prosperity of our country. The President often speaks about an all-of-the-above energy policy, but I've got to tell you, Mr. President, his new global climate proposal amounts to a true declaration of war on one of the above, a true declaration of war on coal. In fact, the President plans to use the EPA to regulate the coal industry out of existence. Now, mind you, the coal industry in the United States of America, we burn about 1 billion tons of coal. There's 8 billion tons of coal being burnt in the world today. I don't believe that the wind currents or the ocean currents start and stop in North America. And if you stop burning every ton of coal and declare war on an economy, destroy people's lives and their jobs and their ability to take care of themselves, if you just do it intentionally, knowing that there's going to be more coal burnt in the world than ever before, unregulated, we do it better than anyone else, and we can even do it better if the government will work with us. That's all we're asking for, is that partnership. So it really doesn't matter that much, really, who's sitting as the administrator of the EPA. In fact, if the President plans to use the EPA to regulate the coal industry out of existence, it really doesn't matter. It could be Mrs. McCarthy or someone else, because it is the President who will be calling all of the shots, and the administration. That's my fight. And it's really a fight that I wish that we could sit down and work together. And it's a fight we cannot lose as the United States of America. There's too much at stake. Coal is America's most abundant, most reliable, and most affordable source of energy. In fact, coal keeps the lights on, providing nearly 40% of electricity in this country. 40%, almost half of the population of the United States of America depends on coal for their energy. It's really the source of energy that built America. It made the steel, that built the factories, defended our country with the guns and ships. It's done it all. And all we're asking for is to have a partnership so we can continue to keep the lights on. And with all the clean coal technologies that we have today, and we continue to do so for decades to come, and we can use it in a way that strikes a balance between the environment and the economy. There should always be a balance. It can't be all or nothing, which it seems like the extremes that's going on in this country today. You're either on the right or you're on the left. You're either absolutely for or absolutely against. There's never a compromise working. How can we make it work? There's nobody in West Virginia that wants to breathe dirty air or drink dirty water. Nobody in America that wants to do that. And we have a responsibility to do it better. In fact, in the last 2 to 3 decades, we have cleaned up the environment more than ever in the history of this country. Every president for the last 40 years has talked about how to end our country's addiction to foreign oil in order to achieve energy independence. We know our dependence on oil has taken us to places in the world and wars of the world that have sacrificed American men and women, the resources of this great country, the precious resources of our people, and our dollars. They're fighting wars that we shouldn't be in because of our dependence on foreign oil. If we stop demonizing one energy resource, and I really do mean demonizing it, when people say, I hate this or I hate that and I can't stand this, you know what? Turn the lights off. Turn the air conditioning off. Turn it all off and see how well you like it or you don't like it. If we start using all our resources, we can once and for all end our dependence on foreign oil. If we end our dependence, we will be a stronger nation. We will be a much more secure nation. And we can do that within this generation and keep our country more secure and our economy producing jobs for generations to come. Mr. President, all I ask for is a common sense, a level playing field. I ask for my government, this beautiful country of ours, to be my partner, to be West Virginia's partner, and work with us.